welcome back to The Edge. We are broadcasting to you right now. West Jackson, my man Stack Shop, the Block West Shop, Ellis Avenue. When y'all get a chance, make sure y'all come by. We're going to be talking to him real soon. But right now, in the place to be, I have a longtime friend, colleague, somebody that's very near and dear to the state of Mississippi and myself as well, has helped me out along my career and a lot of people in the state of Mississippi. We have Julia Beverly, the publisher of Ozone Magazine, right here with us today. Julia, appreciate you being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Now, the first thing I want to ask you, of course, this is the Movers and Shakers segment, and we talk a lot about starting your own business, being your own boss, being an entrepreneur. So for all those folks out there that know about Ozone, have read Ozone Magazine, tell them how you got the magazine started.
Really, I started as a photographer. I used to read Vibe and The Source, and I would see all the photo spreads and wonder, how I could get into the business because I was in Orlando, Florida, not really, a hotbed for the industry, and really didn't know how to get started. So I just started shooting some local concerts, started working with some local magazines, and I eventually met somebody from The Source and showed them, this is kind of my portfolio in a magazine format, and really that was initially my goal, to kind of show off my work and see where it would take me. And as it turned out, the growth of Ozone kind of coincided with the growth of a lot of Southern artists at the time, Young Jeezy, and Pitbull, and Plies, and Rick Ross. A lot of those guys were just starting out as I was just starting out, so we kind of were able to grow with them. And so where it led me was, to start my own company, and really Ozone took off.
And being a publisher, even being a female in the business, what were some of the obstacles that you encountered in bringing Ozone from where it was up to where it is right now?
I think there were challenges, definitely to be respected, because a lot of people want to be in the business, and you look at me and you don't think, oh, she looks like she knows rap music. So it was definitely a challenge to make people respect me and respect what I was doing. And like you mentioned, being a female and some of the environments you have to deal with a lot of street dudes, and you're just in a lot of interesting situations. So I've always just tried to stand my ground and just do what I do. I have a couple book projects that I'm working on. One is a compilation of our greatest concert photography from Ozone from the last 10 years. And every time we shoot a show, there's a whole ordeal we have to go through to actually get access usually. So there's a lot of interesting behind the scenes stories, or maybe something creative that happened at that particular show. So it's going to be like a coffee table style book with a lot of great photos of some really classic moments that we've been able to capture over the last 10 years. I'm also working on another book, which I can't really reveal the whole project yet, but it's going to be a really interesting project that kind of is an interesting look at the whole Southern hip hop movement. And I was able to see a lot coming up through the magazine and meet a lot of really interesting people. So
now, being that we're in Mississippi, you've been instrumental in breaking the careers of a lot of people, David Banner, myself, and you've been real good to the artists here. Now that Mississippi is experiencing this resurgence, it's kind of on the rise a little bit. Talk about your experiences in Mississippi and what Mississippi artists have meant to Ozone Magazine and what you've seen out of the state.
I think Mississippi has always been very supportive of Ozone. It's always been a key spot for us to stop and distribute product. We've done a lot of parties here. Stax has brought me out to do my birthday party. Big Crit is doing good things for Mississippi right now. Just shot did stills at his video shoot with Ludacris, and Big Bun B and a few other people came through. So he's definitely doing things and representing for Meridian, which is of course a small town. So that's great for them. Of course, you and Banner, Crooked Letters was probably one of the first to really put Mississippi on the map. But I've definitely always had a good time when I come out here and see a lot of the state has a lot of soul and a lot of spirit, and you can definitely hear that in the music. So I think some of the artists probably just need to get out and travel a little bit more. There's a lot of places within driving distance that probably would appreciate the music as well. So I think definitely it's a lot of talent here, and they just gotta hit the road.
What's the status of the Ozone Awards? People are asking about it. It's something that a lot of people have gone through over the past years. Is going to be another Ozone Awards coming up this year. What's the status of it?
It's a possibility. For me, for one, it takes over your life as an organizer. Even like BET and MTV, they don't produce the actual show. They hire a production company that does that for a living. And when we started out, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into basically, but we produced the first 2 years entirely ourselves. Third year we had a production company that assisted in the last couple of weeks, but it was a huge project to take on, to put on that type of event. It was actually a 4-day event. that we did, and so it wasn't just the awards, but it was a whole lot encompassing that. And you know, there's a possibility we might bring it back. I feel like the game has changed since when we started it. I felt like there was really a need for it because there was people like Young Jeezy or Rick Ross, or there was a whole crop of people that they weren't really on the radar, I guess you could say, of some of the bigger award shows. But now you have, you know, the Lil Waynes and the Rick Rosses and the T-Pains, like they're headlining, you know, they're performing at the Grammys, and they're you know, the biggest act at the BET Awards, and there's so many more outlets for those artists now. So I kind of feel like the audiences have come a little bit closer.
You have been instrumental, and Ozone has been instrumental in breaking a lot of careers in the hip-hop industry. You got Double XL, you got The Source, you have a lot of magazines that have come and gone. What do you want the legacy of Ozone to be, you know, in years to come? What do you want people to say about Ozone when we talk about it 10, 20 years from now?
I mean, I think the only thing you can really ask from a media outlet is to accurately represent the community that you're representing, and I think Ozone has definitely done that. We try to show, you know, you can't cover hip-hop music and not be a little controversial. You know, we do the sex issue, we do the drug issue, we do talk about controversial topics, but I think the way that we approach it has always been very fair to the culture, and we try to have a positive perspective and also show the negative side of things. So, you know, even when I feel like a lot of artists, you know, sometimes you need to take them to task about what they are rapping about, because, you know, just because we interview an artist that raps about, you know, selling drugs or whatever doesn't necessarily mean we're condoning that. But this is the lifestyle they come from, and so we're going to let them speak on it, and also take them to task and say, you know, are you balancing this out? Are you also talking about the flip side? You know, so I think we've been able to really represent the culture that we represent in an accurate way. So.
Okay. Now, if people want to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you? You're an avid tweeter, so, you know, give them the Twitter handle if you want to.
Yeah,
How can they get in touch with you?
I get recognized more. Actually, now people come up to me and say, "You're the girl off Twitter," where it used to be,
Really?
you know, "You're the girl from Ozone, the Ozone lady." So Julia Beverly is my Twitter. People say I'm a good, entertaining tweeter, so I try to keep it interesting. Julia Beverly, and then also Ozone Mag is the Ozone official Twitter, and ozonemag.com. You can go on the site and you can actually read. We have a lot of the back issues we've been converting. We have an iPad app that will be ready probably in the next couple of weeks. So you'll be able to pull up all the back issues of Ozone, which probably Stax has some around here. You know, Stax and Jackson and Kamikaze have always been, you know, great points of distribution for Ozone. So definitely ozonemag.com, and there'll be a lot more coming on the website real soon.
And she is an interesting tweeter, by the way, so if you are on Twitter, make sure you're following Julia Beverly, and you're going to get some really entertaining tweets. I want to thank you for joining us.
Definitely, thanks
This
for
is the
having me.
Edge Videos. This is Julia Beverly. I am Kamikaze the OG. We'll be right back right after this. Yo, welcome back to the Edge. This is your man Kamikaze the OG.
DJ Joe Nasty, live on vacation, palm trees, and cool breeze.
And while we keep vacating it, we keep chilling right here in our resort getaway. Y'all check out this next video, all right?
Right here.
Hey, yo, welcome back to the Edge. This is your man Kamikaze the OG. Hope y'all enjoyed another fantastic episode. Hope you enjoyed the dope videos. Hope you enjoyed the dope interviews. And as always, if you want to get in touch with the show, my man Joe Nasty is going to tell you what's up.
Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/theedgevideos, and you can shoot us an email, theedgevideos@gmail.com. Lock those in your phone while we finish vacationing it, doing it big on this fabulous resort that's nowhere near where you stay. Keep it locked.
Anywhere, it's far off.
Passports, get your passport game up like ours is, and keep it locked to the edge, baby.
Bow.